Hi, Wabzi. How are you?
I'm great, Steph. How are you?
Very good. I'm really happy. Like, I'm gonna start right in, but I'm really happy I got to know you from the Tony Challenge. Like, never in a million years did I think I would gain a friendship from this. Like, we were 93,000 people from all over the world meeting
Yeah,
up for a 5-day challenge, and you and I, in some way, crossed paths and connected. It's just
yeah.
really amazing to me. Like, what did you think of the challenge?
Well, the challenge was really a challenge for me.
Yeah.
I think it was great for sure. I met incredible people, which is including you as well. I evolved from it as well. I think I've become a better person. I've learned a lot from it, and especially like not being afraid to make new connections, because the world has become one village, and
Yeah.
it really I took the opportunity to really embrace that during the challenge. Yeah.
Oh, definitely. Like I never thought, I don't know, it just opened doors. It's pretty amazing.
True.
Yeah. Do you feel like no, sorry, you're in Johannesburg. I'm not sure I'm saying it correctly.
Yes, Johannesburg. Yes.
Johannesburg. Okay, South Africa.
Yes.
And you're a business development consultant, a founder of Corpex Consultants. On top of
Mhm.
being an ambassador for empowering women, you're a single lady and a go-getter. And I truly find you are absolutely beautiful inside out. Um,
Thank you.
with all this, like, do you feel you're in the heart of what you want to accomplish, or where do you position yourself right now, currently in your life?
I can say I'm still far from it,
Oh,
but I'm on the
really?
path.
Yeah.
Yes, I feel like I'm at the beginning, especially after the challenge
Yeah.
and meeting incredible people, networking. I feel like the journey has just begun. It's just begun.
Yeah,
I still have
definitely.
yeah, I'm on the teething stage. I can say that it's just the beginning.
Because your business is the Corpex Consultants, and that's fairly
Yes.
new, right?
Very new. I only registered this business in May, but I had this idea from a while back,
Okay.
and I got the courage to do it in May. Yeah,
Oh,
to
nice.
formalize it. Yeah.
Did you have the courage from someone that was like, "Hey, you should do it," or like it was just good timing for you?
I think it was circumstances as well,
Hmm.
because I remember we're in lockdown and I
Yeah.
was staying by myself, and I was really embracing learning new things. I challenged myself that out of this lockdown, I need to evolve.
Hmm.
I attended a lot of online summits and webinars where I learned a lot. And yeah, it just pushed me to be out of my comfort zone. But I must say that this journey of trying to learn more and to grow started like earlier on in the year. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
See, and I want, before going on with your current projects, I kind of want to know the before everything leaded to where you are now. Where were you exactly? Because I know you weren't in South Africa, and like, how was
Yeah.
that life like?
Okay, so originally I'm from Zimbabwe. Um, I will not say that, I came from a very disadvantaged background.
Hmm.
That would be lying. I think I did come from a background that was a bit much more fortunate than most people
Okay.
back home. But my own circumstances that were limiting me was probably the economic crisis. It really had an impact on myself and my career. And it still is to a lot of Zimbabweans that are back home. You find that people with degrees are educated, even as high as some master's degree. They can't do much except for buying and selling something and all of that.
Oh,
And as
really?
an individual, yeah, as an individual who wanted more for myself, the situation was becoming a bit depressing.
Hmm.
I had short-term contracts all the time. So you just maybe work for like 3 months and then you're unemployed for even the rest of the year. And you'll be just home stuck there babysitting and all of
Yeah.
that. And it was a really tough time for me, like mind-wise, like psychologically.
Oh, yeah.
That is not what you envision when you're graduating. That is not what you envision even when you start to do a program in your undergrad, in your master's. You're seeing something that you're hoping to achieve, and then it just doesn't happen for you.
Yeah, that's crazy. I read somewhere that a lot of you are changing countries because of this. Like it's just
Yeah, we are all over the place because of the situation back home.
And how did you feel in that place? Like you kind of said, you know, the mindset and everything. You said that you felt stuck in a way.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I did. Apart from, of course, the economic and political, scenario,
Mm-hmm.
I did feel a bit lonely. I was heartbroken, back then, broke as well.
Oh gosh, like all of
I
it.
was living off my retired mom's pension, which is not any parent what any parent wants for a child who would be in their late 20s going into their 30s. They don't want that. By then, you should be doing something for them instead of the other way around.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. And how did you were feeling this way? How did you take control of the feelings to remove yourself from the crisis and find the courage? Because I mean, it takes courage to do that, to change your life and, to.
Well, I can't take, you know what? I'm a person who also takes credit for some, give credit to some situations that might not be so great, that then propel me to be someone who's better. Mm-hmm. I was very fortunate to have some very good connections in a previous job that I was in. I got to know this Russian guy whose mom was a film director. And then I became PA to her. It was a 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Well-paying,
that's awesome.
Yes. It was a 1 month well-paying contract. So that's how I managed to finance my move. I have to be honest. That's how I managed to finance my move. And when I initially moved, I didn't come straight here. I went to Mozambique. And that's how that happened. But the other thing that really, really pushed me, that I said, you know what, I can't do that. I was heartbroken. I had a very, very bad end to a certain relationship.
Okay.
Whereby my partner, when we thought that we were on the same page, planning something serious and all of that, he decides to up and leave for good, with no warning or anything. Yeah, and yeah. I don't know why. They have their reasons. I mean, we spoke, he had his reasons. It could have been handled better, but yeah, it was really painful because it was a long-term relationship. The town is small. There are many places that you would go and people would be like, so where is he? So I just wanted to be out of that space.
Oh, yeah.
That's just what I wanted. Yeah. So I thank that for happening, because if I was very comfortable, I would never have moved. So that was the final straw for me to say, you know what, you need to go.
Yeah, definitely. That's a proof that obstacles open new doors, and opportunities.
Yeah.
It might be difficult because I kind of live the same thing. You have to redesign your whole life. It might be difficult and hard to imagine that something better's coming, but then once you're on the other side, it's just holy, moly, this. Yeah. Good thing this thing happened. How did you feel when you first arrived at destination? Did it take time to get settled in and to get comfortable with the new environment?
Well, Mozambique is a Portuguese-speaking country. I only knew basic Portuguese.
I didn't know that. Where is it located, Awadzi?
Southeast of the continent. Yeah, so that's where it is. And I learned at an international university back home. So I had a roommate of mine I had in the second year, and she is doing well back in Mozambique. She's Mozambican. So she's the one who said, you know what, come try something here. So that's how I ended up in Mozambique and made that decision. And she took me in. And yeah, I'm very grateful for her. I mean, I think I was fortunate. A lot of people just up and leave when there's no one. I had someone to give a roof over my head.
Oh, that's,
and some food. Yeah.
And in South Africa, when you got to, I'm still going to say it wrong, Johannesburg.
Okay, so in South Africa, at least this is a place where most Zimbabweans go to, because it's an English-speaking country. Mozambique is not so popular because it's a Portuguese-speaking country, and Zimbabwe is an English-speaking country. So I have relatives also in Johannesburg. I'm very, very fortunate about that. I have my mom's brother who took me in, and then I went back to Mozambique after that.
Okay, really? I didn't know
I
that.
couldn't
Okay.
find, yeah, I couldn't find a job in Mozambique. I have to be honest. I couldn't find a job. It was really hard. Even the first day I had to take public transport to go and drop off CVs in different embassies and all of that. I felt so alone. My friend had to go to work every day. She couldn't babysit me for
No.
me to look for a job.
Yeah.
I had to do it by myself. So it's something that I had to go on YouTube, learn certain things and certain phrases and all of that so that I can find my way around.
Gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was that bad. But you know what? It was an adventure. I liked it. Then after not finding something for a while, I came here and then I started waitressing when I was staying with my uncle. I had to humble myself, to forget that I have a master's degree. I had to put myself in a level of everyone else and just be a waitress because that is what I had decided to become. So I was now there to serve. It was a painful experience, but it was humbling. It taught me a lot, opened my eyes on a lot. It made me appreciate the person who's on the other side of the table. I'm telling you the truth, because we have no idea how much they go through to give us that service, and the way of some entitlement that we have towards people who give us service sometimes is not called for. But yeah, it was very eye-opening.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I couldn't agree more. And in fact, when I changed my whole life around, that's the first thing I did, was becoming a waitress for 2 years. And but just being on the other side and like seeing what it's like, how hard you have to work, and the customer service, and like, oh gosh, like once you're sitting at that table, you have a whole other perspective, you know.
True.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
So I worked that job. I didn't last long. It was just for a month. Then I got a call to go back to Mozambique to work. So I started working at a preschool, teaching little kids
Wow,
English.
that's so nice.
Yes, Portuguese speaking kid. I was there for, sometimes it was a pretty new private school.
Okay.
And then after 2 months, I think, an in-law relative of mine has a business that was set up here for conferences and events. And then he called me and he said I should come and work for him. It was a great opportunity because I knew that there I could network and, you know, get more opportunities. I had to weigh. I loved the kids. It was a very fulfilling job, but this was more towards the direction that I wanted. It had more value. So I then left Mozambique to come here now for good. Yeah.
Could you use your master's degrees to do that, or is it kind of indirectly it helps? Or
no, up to now, hey, not really. But then the company specializes in conferences and events for NGOs, mostly UN agencies. They do admin work for arranging conferences for them, like the bookings, translations and etc. So sometimes, yes, it helped, like when we were doing the conference packs, you know, to understand some of the things, especially when the emails and the documents come in and then they're not making sense. So I had that discernment to say that, okay, I think this goes along with this, because you'll be working remotely with people from all over the world that are trying to organize their conferences here, and they need you to be their virtual assistants. So in a way, it did help. You know, in a way, but not so much. Yeah, but in a way it did.
That's great. Can you take us on the journey? Well, I mean, you pretty much went through that. Let's just go to now, looking back on all of this. What would you say to Watsi, the Watsi that was about to change her life? What would you tell her? Maybe there's something that you would have done differently, or not at all?
There's a lot I could have done differently. I should have told myself to not think less of myself, because it took me too long. I feel like it took me too long for me to leave. I should have known as well that when it comes to trying to realize who you are, the correct partner would still respect your decision. to pursue whatever it is, and then they'll be by your side. It doesn't, I didn't have to hold myself back in doing certain things because I was in a relationship that I thought was very serious at that time. There were some opportunities, I have to confess, that I let slide because I was thinking that, oh, okay, I have this relationship going on. I can't really move. I can't really accept this opportunity for me to do this. Let me do my master's here at home. Let me not try and do it in another continent or whatever, because I thought we were building something for that. But I've realized that, you know what, if it's meant to be, you can be wherever you are and you can pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. So those are some of the regrets probably that I have. And I would have told myself back then that I'm not my past, I'm not my background, and I shouldn't be making excuses based on my circumstances. The power is in my hands. Totally. And it all starts here. I had to have the right mindset. I was of disbelief of this whole mindset thing until I started experiencing it and living it even up to now, that this mind here is a powerful thing. So mindset, I wish I had, visited Wadi and say, you know what, you need to change your mindset. Do you know that 1, 2, 3 is possible for you? So I think that's what I would have said to myself back then.
Well, that's great, because I think a lot of people can relate to that. And also being in a relationship, sometimes we have a lot of limiting beliefs, like, oh, I'm with this person, I shouldn't be doing that, or, this person is like that, so I'll just follow along and I, won't make too much noise, or especially as being a woman, right? So
yeah, in a woman, and as a woman, and especially as well, even in our culture, even though we're evolving, but you're raised to sort of like fit into the man's dreams, what it is that because you're supposed to be his helper. So your things that you want to pursue are sort of like shelved on the side. They're there, but yeah, you can't dominate or try and do better. But yeah, times are evolving, thankfully, but the reality is that it's still there.
Yeah.
It's still there.
It's still a challenge. Mm-hmm. And right now you're working a full-time job, right? And you're launching your business at the same time?
Yeah.
That's a lot. What are some challenging, and you're also a single lady, like what are some challenges that you're going through right now for the future?
Okay, well, regarding my business, I can say sometimes it comes with a lot of neglect, because especially when you've had a very long day at work, because I work as a business development manager. It's a branding and printing company here. So sometimes the work can be a lot, and then you come back and you've got things that you need to do, and then it's tiresome. It's less, less sleep, and I've got some courses that I'm doing. So it's that more school, I have to keep on learning, because even though my employment history is what I base what I do on, people always want to see that, that proof of something, some paper somewhere. But I believe that there are experts by experience and experts by learning. And I'm an expert by experience mainly, and I'm now learning the nitty-gritties, of course, that are on paper. But that's where I get my expertise from. And it's also challenging when you're starting, you have to do a lot of pro bono, so that you can build your social proof, especially now in the digital age. People want to see proof. And for you to get that, sometimes you just need to be doing a lot of pro bono, which I love, because I'm a person as well who likes helping. And eventually when the time comes, when I've built my social proof, I think that's when I can start to monetize my ideas and still pursue the goals that I want.
That's great, Watsi. Yeah, very great. And do you work like, would you say, like you work Monday to Friday or schedules like that?
Yes,
where you are?
I do. I do work Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay, long hours.
Yeah, so very long hours. So you get used to it, I guess. So when you come home, you don't have much of a life that much. And then the other challenge I can say by being single, I can't say that it's mostly a challenge, but then there comes a time that you have to realize that it's hard to keep going when there's no one supporting you.
Yeah,
You
it's,
know,
yeah,
sometimes,
definitely. Yeah.
and clapping for you. And that is why you have to be like your biggest fan,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to, you know, have your back yourself. You know, you have to really believe in yourself when no one does. If you don't, it will be very tragic. You won't achieve anything. The support you get from family, the support you get from friends like you, is different from the support that you can get from a partner. Because a partner, if you, especially if you're building something, he like, you know, you're trying to plan on a future. He's coming in to build. A
Yeah,
lot of
that's
people,
good.
you're my friend, you've got your own things going on. There's not much that you can do to come and help me literally build. So sometimes, yes, in that journey, you just need that person, you know, that you can be with. And it becomes a bit complicated to see, even when you're now choosing a partner. It's those things are, you have to consider them in your head, that okay, this is where I'm going. Will they gel in to what I am going to try and do, or they're going to be a hindrance? Are they going to be of value as well to that in my personal life and my business and all of that? Because I'm now coming as that packaged deal. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like accepting a single mom, because they're coming with a little baby. So I'm like a
That's
single mom with
true.
which is a baby, and you have to accept us. We are a package deal. You can't have some and then lose some. Yeah.
And what do you look for in a partner? Like a couple keywords. What are you looking for especially?
Okay, for me, it's very important for my partner to be Christian, a
Okay.
Christian guy. Because okay, I got this from my mom, and I think it's really true. My dad is late, and he always used to say stuff like that as well, whereby I believe that if a person is after a man is after Christ's own heart, he will know how to love you, you know, in the proper way.
Oh yeah, I love that.
So yeah, so I want my partner to be Christian. I want
Mhm.
him to be a positive guy. He has to be also relentless, because I'm a go-getter. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
you jump onto the train or you get left behind.
I can
Yeah.
see that. Yeah, with the level of your energy and your drive, like he needs to follow.
Yeah, and I also value family as well. So those are, I think those are my key ones. You know, he has to be a go-getter, you know, and all of that. Value family, and yeah, those are my basic ones.
How is dating over there? Is it like mostly on apps, or do you find like it's a lot with friends and circles?
Well, okay, I think the lockdown evolved stuff. We do have dating. Tinder is on this side of the world as well. Bumble is on this side of the world. A lot. Okay, Cupid, all of that. You know, those platforms are here. Some utilize them. To those who have got good, you know, circle of friends and go
Yeah,
out and stuff like that, of course, they meet other people and all of that. So it's kind of like a mixture. Yeah. And
that
some
makes.
people arrange for other people, like, oh, I know someone for you. So it's just a mixture. But I think online dating sort of like boomed during lockdown. I think so.
It's what during lockdown?
It boomed during
Oh
lockdown,
yeah.
like
Oh,
online
definitely.
dating. Yeah.
Yeah. And what obstacle has been the hardest, like to this day? What is the hardest thing you had to go through? Was it like moving to a different country, or was it learning to find your path, or was there one that stood out?
Okay. For me, I think it's two. The first one, of course, being leaving home. I'm the last in my family, and I was the last bird at home.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So me leaving what meant that my mom was going to be an empty nester, and she is retired. She didn't take it so well. It was very, very hard. I don't want to lie. It was so hard. Yeah, it was so hard. It
And
even strained.
it's hard to see somebody having that pain. It makes it
Yeah,
harder.
it was hard, but it was necessary. It's something that I had to do. I
Hmm.
think for a moment in time, I did break my mom's heart. You know, we
Oh,
didn't speak for a while.
yeah.
Yeah, we didn't speak for a while. I mean, it's the honest truth. And yeah, but our relationship is mended. It's even better, I can tell you, now that I'm not in a space.
Yeah.
Our relationship is even much better. I had some people who thought I would fail or not make it. People who thought maybe I'm doing this move for the wrong reasons and all of that. The leaving home was very hard. And then also the other obstacle was forgiveness for that man that left me.
Yeah, really
Yeah,
though. Yeah.
it really was tragic. People would take heartbreak as something that is, very, they take it lightly. But the stage I'd reached in this relationship was, I couldn't handle it. And I was bitter for a very, very long time. And I now realized that it was necessary for me to forgive. It was very, very necessary for me to forgive. Forgive on a lot of, like, I had to learn to forgive things in my childhood and all of that. But the immediate one was for me to forgive that guy and then just move on so that at least I can explore into other relationships and all of that without that burden.
Yeah, forgiveness is a huge one. Once you forgive, it's like now you can move on and you can. I know a lot of people are going through forgiveness or haven't forgiven yet. Is there like a first step you could give advice on? Like, what's a little step towards forgiveness?
Is to acknowledge that it wasn't your fault. That's the first thing, because somehow you first are angry at that person. But the truth is, if you're failing to forgive, you're more angry at yourself that probably you didn't see it coming and all of that. You feel like you've disappointed yourself so much. And if people had warned you before, you're like, I should have listened. So for me, I had to not blame myself, to be kinder to myself. To acknowledge that, what, and that it's part of life. And for me to actually see that there's something to learn from it. It's not easy. It's still it's an ongoing process, but it's that for me, the first step was to just acknowledge that it was not my fault. That didn't happen because I had done something. It was their decision. And until that time, you just need to you get the answers. You just need to be okay with knowing that, because sometimes you might never get the answers. So does it mean that you will never forgive? You can't do that. Yeah. So you have to be okay with yourself. That's the first,
That's
step.
Really good.
And it's a long one.
It's a long one. Yeah. I can attest to that. Yeah. And lastly, what message would you like to leave? I know you empower women. Is there a particular message you'd like to let the world know or share with the world?
Okay. It's two things. The other one I think I shared with you on our little accountability group, but I think it's a very powerful one. But then the first one is, I think it's very, very important for any woman, mother or single, or expectant, to pursue your dreams no matter what. The tax that you're paying, the time tax, the what tax, the success tax you're paying right now is going to pay off. Success never comes easy. There is no easy formula to it. We all have to work very, very hard. And the thing that I really, really want people to give them, to leave them with something to just think about was what Les Brown said, that I've shared with you, is for people like to imagine you're on your deathbed and your dreams come to you, the ghost of your dreams come to you literally. And then they say to you, we came to you to give us life.
Yeah. That's a good
and it was only you we came to, and you failed us, and you failed to give us that life. Yeah.
That's a huge one.
It's a huge one. And, and imagine them just saying that, now we have to die with you. Your dreams, whatever it is that you feel inside you're not meant to just take. It's more fulfilling to do this than to take. That's what I will just tell people, that, just be a giver, pursue your dreams. You're going to fail. You're going to stand up. If you fail 900 times, you better get up 901 times. It's no excuses. You just have to do it. Pursue your dreams. They are worth to be pursued.
Wazi, you are amazing. I love your inspiration. I love your energy. I'm so happy I met you. And so we're going to be talking soon.
Sure.
We're going to keep in touch. So thank you
Yes.
so much for coming, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a very great opportunity, and it's my first time, so you're going to go down in my history book.
Well, thank you, Wati, again, and see you soon.
See you soon, Steph. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.